You know somebody moves the needle when people are willing to pay ginormous amount of money. Is that a word? A massive amount of money to see Caitlin Clark play ball. And some of these ticket prices for these games against the Sky and the Wings are pretty unbelievable and pretty eye-opening.
Would you ever think about dropping over $3,000 just to catch a basketball game? Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly the reality every time Caitlin Clark laces up her sneakers. Tickets that once cost pocket change are now skyrocketing, and fans are practically falling over each other to get their hands on them.
We talked a lot about attendance last year and ratings, but gate revenue was a massive big deal. All right, people were willing to pay massive amounts of money above the actual ticket value, original ticket value, to get in and watch Caitlin Clark play ball.
What makes a WNBA star so magnetic that people are willing to spend a small fortune just to watch her live? Is it purely athletic excellence, or is something even bigger unfolding right in front of us? While Caitlin Clark is busy turning ticket stubs into prized possessions, Angel Reese is out here trying to convince folks to even flip on the TV when she's playing.
Angel Reese, nothing but net. Let's get it. Bang! She finally did it. She shot enough bricks that she was able to build her very first home. Congratulations, all by age 22. Bang! Take a look back brick by brick and how we got here. The jab that no one falls for. Bang! How about the pick and pop where none of them drop? What is she gonna do? Shoot another long two? Bang! I'll teach a class on where to shoot the basketball from, and you will learn not to shoot from here on day one, okay?
One is a walking marketing goldmine, pulling in sold-out crowds with every appearance. The other? Well, she's still focused more on making noise on social media than making an impact on the court. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see why Caitlin Clark is rewriting the rules. If you're excited to watch Caitlin play again, comment GOAT over Baby Giraffe in the comments below. Let's go.
There's some ticket prices from August 22nd against the Minnesota Lynx that the prices are pretty eye-opening. Keep in mind, the closer we get to these games, the higher the prices are going to go up.
When late August ticket prices start exceeding those for playoff games, it's clear that what we're witnessing goes beyond basketball. Caitlin Clark isn't just filling seats. She's creating a once-in-a-generation cultural event.
Expectations are sky high for the 23-year-old point guard. Coming into 2025 in her inaugural run, Clark was instrumental in securing the Fever's first playoff berth since 2016, led the league in assists and three-pointers made. Think about that a minute. She's a rookie, led the league in assists and three-pointers made. Named to her first All-Star game and All-WNBA first team.
The fever pitch around the Indiana Fever versus Minnesota Lynx matchup proves it. Fans aren't just buying tickets, they're investing in memories. Nobody wants to be the person who missed seeing Caitlin Clark in her prime. It's no exaggeration to say that every arena she steps into instantly transforms into a red carpet event. And here's the kicker. Even the opposing teams are cashing in. Thanks to Clark, rival squads are selling out their games too. Because let's be honest, fans aren't packing the stands to watch Angel Reese try to stir the pot on Instagram.
That new Angel Reese McDonald's commercial where she goes nothing but net. No, that commercial took weeks to make, man. Cause bang! McDonald's be trolling me at this point, cause this is everything but net. Bang! Again! No, why? What is she doing?
Hear what none of y'all say? She's my favorite hooper. Look at this soft touch. It's like a pillow.
Bang! You know that Caitlin Clark was more likely to make a three-pointer than Angel Reese was to make a layup? Yeah, that's a real stat. Bang! Just kidding, but it's close though. Last time, 3-ball, butter pecan. Bang!
This isn't about basketball anymore. It's about catching a glimpse of history in motion. When fans are happily shelling out thousands just to be in the same building, you know you're witnessing something rare. Caitlin Clark has created a magnetic pull so powerful, it's bending the entire WNBA economy around her. That's real superstar gravity, the kind that turns regular games into can't-miss spectacles.
To top all those bona fides in her sophomore season may be damn near impossible. I expect her to top all of them, to be honest with you. If you want to know the absolute truth. Unless Clark switches her game up, of course.
And it's not just basketball junkies she's attracting. Celebrities, influencers, casual fans, and even people who couldn't name another WNBA player are flocking to see her live. Every arena she graces becomes the hottest ticket in town. Scalpers are having the time of their lives. Resale prices are through the roof, and even the worst nosebleed seats are selling like hotcakes. This isn't hype. It's hard evidence that Caitlin Clark is the most magnetic name women's basketball has ever seen.
Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever are returning for more hoops, starting with a preseason May 3rd game. My God, that can't get here quick enough.
Caitlin Clark didn't just have a great rookie season. She changed the game's entire landscape. Now, with the preseason right around the corner and Clark set to make her return with the Indiana Fever on May 3rd, anticipation is reaching a boiling point.
Quote, from a basketball perspective, we have to make sure we help her diversify her defining ability so that she's not predictable. New Fever head coach Stephanie White said on the Good Follow podcast, we can't be so predictable with so much athleticism, speed, quickness, and with so much game plan geared towards her.
But here's where it gets really fun. This isn't just another player coming back for another year. This is a once-in-a-lifetime athlete stepping into her second act with even bigger expectations on her shoulders. Major brands, media outlets, and die-hard fans are all holding their breath, wondering, can she top what she did last year? And if you think Angel Reese is somewhere quietly rooting for her, you might want to think again. Angel's probably more focused on figuring out why her jersey sales haven't exactly, exploded.
No one even guards her. Come on! Don't disrespect her. Of course they guard her in the paint when she's playing volleyball. Look at that! Bang! Of course they're gonna guard her in the paint when she's playing ping pong with the backboard. Not gonna let her have all the fun. Bang! Of course they're gonna guard her when she's flopping like a fish out of the water. Give her oxygen, man! Bang! And of course they're gonna try to guard her in the paint when she's stat batting for her own double-doubles. Am I right? Bang! The commenter may be right. There are situations where, indeed, you may not have to guard her at all.
Clark's rookie resume was nothing short of insane. She led the league in assists and three-point shots made, dragged a struggling Indiana Fever franchise back into playoff contention, made the All-Star team, and locked down a first-team All-WNBA spot, all before blowing out the candles on her 24th birthday. If any other rookie had done even half of that, we'd be talking about a dynasty in the making. But Clark? She's just getting warmed up. So what about her second year? If you think Clark is the type to coast on her accolades, you haven't been paying attention. She isn't here to repeat. She's here to evolve, to dominate, and to make the gap between her and the rest of the league even wider. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is still trying to convince everybody that people watch for her too. Bless her heart.
Angel Reese is now quoted as saying, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. It's because of me too, and I want you to realize that.
But no great athlete rests on talent alone. Indiana Fever's new head coach, Stephanie White, knows this better than anyone. She's been brutally honest about Clark's next steps. If Caitlin wants to stay ahead of the curve, she must keep expanding her game. Every team in the league now builds their defensive strategy around one goal: stop Caitlin Clark. She's no longer the new kid. She's the #1 target. And the only way to keep torching defenses is to stay unpredictable, to keep evolving.
From just a straight basketball perspective, making sure that we help her diversify her finishing ability, diversify in the way that it's not predictable, to be able to be equal in terms of production and facilitation, going right and left.
Stephanie White's mission? Turn Clark from an unstoppable offensive force into an unsolvable puzzle. And based on early reports from Fever practices, Clark is fully on board with the plan. She's expanding her finishing moves, working on off-ball cuts, and adding new wrinkles to her already ridiculous passing arsenal. In short, She's not satisfied with being the best rookie the league has ever seen. She's aiming to be the best, period.
To be able to have different types of finishing looks, whether it's, crossbody finishes, whether it's floaters at the rim, whether it's quick floaters, long floaters, Euros, you can't quite be as fundamentally predictable with as much athleticism, speed, quickness, and as much as the game plan is going to be geared toward her.
Now, let's talk about what the 2025 schedule looks like. It's stacked and it's glorious. Fever fans can look forward to 5 epic showdowns between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Imagine the drama, the headlines, the awkward post-game handshakes. If the Sky's ticket office had any sense, they'd send Caitlin a thank you bouquet because, let's be honest, she's the real reason those games are trending towards sellouts.
Sorry, young lady. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody would be watching the WNBA additionally for you. This is all about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is bringing the money to the game, the planes to the game, the TV viewership. The WNBA is on fire because of Caitlin Clark.
Reese might love the spotlight, but Clark's the one who actually brings the crowd. Caitlin Clark's second season isn't just a sequel. It's the start of an empire. One that, no matter how many TikToks Angel Reese posts, is rooted in undeniable, unstoppable greatness.
The paint, you must, because you will look like the defensive player of the year against her every single time. Bang! Here we go, Exhibit A, long 2 on her own island. Bang! Don't guard her. Hand down, man down, butter pecan. Bang! Call her jump shot Chernobyl because you can't go anywhere near it. Bang!
It's radioactive, radioactive.
Bang! Watch possessions like this, and I think maybe, in fact, you don't need to guard her at all. Hopscotch in the paint? That's crazy. Bang!
Beyond Reese, there's also the highly anticipated matchups with Paige Beckers and her squad, plus 4 heavyweight clashes against the reigning champs, the New York Liberty. Each matchup isn't just about wins and losses, it's about moments that will shape the narrative of the WNBA's future. Every time Clark steps onto the floor, she's not just playing a game, she's elevating an entire league.
Let's start with August 22nd against the Lynx. Look at this, folks. There you see that. That's a game a hell of a long way off. All right? 3 months, but 4 months away. And there are tickets available that are $945 each. Already.
Imagine dropping nearly $1,000 for a game that's still 3 or 4 months away. Sounds absolutely wild, right? But that's exactly what's happening in the WNBA right now, and it's all thanks to one name, Caitlin Clark. When August 22nd rolls around and the Indiana Fever face off against the Minnesota Lynx, fans who didn't act fast will be kicking themselves because the frenzy is already in full swing.
And that's not even taken into account. Let's say they're first in the standings, or second, or third. In other words, you can tell this turns into a massively important playoff run kind of game. How high are these tickets going to be then? That's really interesting.
And here's the crazy part. These prices are being set before a single regular season game has even been played. If the Fever dominate the standings and Clark continues steamrolling through opponents, today's sky-high ticket prices are going to look like clearance deals. One thing's clear, Caitlin isn't just creating hype. She's flipping the entire supply and demand model on its head and dragging the WNBA into an entirely new economic reality.
July 13th, this is also in Indianapolis. Dallas Wings at Indiana Fever, $1,901. Right there, courtside. $1,900. Yikes.
Take a peek at the July 13th showdown between the Dallas Wings and Indiana Fever in Indianapolis. If you had any doubts about the Caitlin Clark effect, this matchup should erase them. Standard tickets, sitting comfortably around $190. Courtside seats? Oh, just a casual $1,900. And remember, this isn't a playoff game. It's not even a rivalry game with championship implications. It's just another mid-season tilt until Clark walks in. Fans aren't necessarily coming to see who wins or loses. They're coming to breathe the same air as Caitlin Clark for 2 glorious hours. When sitting courtside costs more than a luxury weekend getaway, you know you're not just selling basketball anymore. You're selling the experience of witnessing greatness in real time. Meanwhile, somewhere, Angel Reese is probably still shouting into the void that people come for her too.
New York Liberty at Indiana Fever. Look at this. $3,433. Wow. Seriously.
The upcoming clash between the New York Liberty and the Indiana Fever has tickets hitting $3,433. You read that right? Over $3,000 for a regular season WNBA game. Not Taylor Swift, not the NBA Finals. A regular season WNBA game featuring the Caitlin Clark experience. Facing the Liberty would already be a marquee event. Throw Clark into the mix, and it becomes a cultural happening. It's not just about basketball anymore, it's about being part of history. For anyone still clinging to the idea that the WNBA is niche or small potatoes, that $3,400 ticket stub says otherwise. We're living through a turning point, and Clark is steering the ship.
And then we've got that game, May 17th, Chicago Sky, $3,322 and $3,460. That's pretty amazing. By the way, Angel Reese might want to be careful because those Liberty tickets are just a hair less than $30 cheaper than the game against Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky.
The May 17th face-off between the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky? Oh boy, it's delivering drama even before tip-off. Tickets are going for $3,322 and up to $3,460. These numbers could make NBA ticket resellers do a double take. But let's not kid ourselves here. Those prices aren't because Angel Reese is about to drop a 40-point triple-double. Fans aren't shelling out stacks to watch her clank mid-range jumpers. They're coming for Caitlin. Reese might dominate the Instagram comment sections, but it's Clark who's setting Ticketmaster on fire. There's a big difference between stirring up drama on Twitter and actually putting butts in seats, and Reese is learning that lesson the hard way.
Most of these teams have already moved games to bigger arenas, you know, because they know what to expect when Caitlin Clark comes to town. But that's crazy, folks. I mean, you're talking about a hell of a lot of money on ticket prices for these games. And, I mean, even some of these other ones, let's see, $756, $791, $1,300, $1,173, $1,000. There's some for $500. Get them while you can. Good grief. That's crazy.
When a rookie forces other teams to scramble and relocate games to larger NBA arenas just to accommodate the surge in ticket demand, you know you're dealing with something unprecedented. Caitlin Clark isn't just selling out arenas, she's breaking them. She's not merely growing the WNBA, she's shoving it into a completely new orbit. Teams now know exactly what's coming when the Fever are on the schedule. A flood of fans ready to pay whatever it takes to catch even a glimpse of basketball's biggest rising star. This isn't just basketball anymore. It's a full-scale phenomenon that's bending the entire league's infrastructure to its will.
One of the old WNBA fandom say the other day, they've got a new thing now on Caitlin Clark that they're mad about. Now they're pissed off because people are willing to pay up to see Caitlin Clark, and a lot of their no-jobs having asses, they can't afford to go to games anymore.
And let's address the elephant in the room. The weird backlash bubbling up from some longtime WNBA fans. You'd think the league exploding in popularity would be a cause for celebration. But no, some of the old-school crowd isn't too happy that their $15 courtside seats are now a relic of the past. Why? Because Caitlin Clark isn't here to play their political games. She's here to hoop, period. For the folks used to cozying up courtside for cheap and feeling like part of an exclusive club, Clark's revolution feels like a hostile takeover. But that's what happens when real stars show up. When you can't keep up with the new crowd, you get left behind. And right now, Clark is leading the parade.
I saw that and was like, this is absolutely hilarious. Caitlin Clark literally priced the out of going to see WNBA games. I mean, that's God's work right there. It really is. God bless Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark is not just transforming how the game is played. She's changing the entire relationship between fans and women's basketball. Whether it's 3,000 courtside seats or completely sold-out arenas months in advance, the message is the same. People are here for Caitlin. And it's not just the traditional WNBA base anymore. It's casual sports fans, NBA fans, college hoops fans, celebrities, influencers. Basically anyone who recognizes greatness when they see it. Some might grumble about the prices. Others are calling it divine intervention for a league long overdue for its spotlight moment. Either way, there's no denying it. Caitlin Clark is moving mountains, and she's just getting started.
Y'all can watch at home. Maybe you can catch some games on the antenna. If you turn the rabbit ears in the right direction, okay? With your old-ass cabinet TVs.
The craziest part? This is just the tip of the iceberg. The real fireworks haven't even begun yet. Once the season gets underway, once the Fever make a legitimate playoff push, and once Clark starts torching defenses night after night, the current frenzy will seem quaint. If you think $3,400 is steep now, just wait until Clark is in a playoff battle for the ages. Whether it's Angel Reese trying to convince herself she's part of this movement, or some old guard fans grousing about how things used to be, the truth is undeniable. A new WNBA era has arrived. And Caitlin Clark is sitting firmly on the throne. So make sure you stay locked in, because we won't just be watching Caitlin Clark's journey, we'll be witnessing history in real time. Get ready. The best is yet to come. If you're excited to watch Caitlin play again, comment "Goat over Baby Giraffe" in the comments below. Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.